We had a snow day last week. Strange, strange. All right, so please have your current lesson and go ahead. I want to give you a minute to look over your last quiz. So it was that MOMIA 4 to 6. I gave it to you last Friday, and I want you to take a look at it. We can hit the highlights real quick. Obviously, we are not having pop quiz today, so there'll be a couple more, I would say, this week and next week. So that's kind of the format. I was super gracious on this one. It was 6 questions, but I don't know if you looked on Skyward. I only made it out of 15 points. So that means everybody got 1 question for free. If you managed to get 18 points, you got 3 extra credit points. So anyway, have a little look. Question 1, who was not, or what was not at the museum? Go ahead, guess. Oh, that's true, but that wasn't a choice for number 1. Are you looking at your quiz? You're right, though. It doesn't matter, you're looking at it. What was not at the museum? Yeah, beautiful woman, right? There was the glass, there was the dinosaur skeleton, and there was that lipstick. How about question 2? Why is Peppino so nervous? I mean, you're looking at the answer, right? Go ahead. We don't have to, I don't need a hand. Just tell me. Yeah, because people are watching him. He's worried. He's nervous, and he has a right to be because strange things keep happening. How about number 3? They have this idea to go where? Where do they head to see if someone's following them? What's question 3? The zoo. Remember they went into the zoo? And question 4, what did Peppino get from that mysterious woman? She gave him a little, Morgan? Piece of paper, good. And let's see, oh, who's the most famous torero? Who's the famous bullfighter? You just say it, I don't need a hand. El Valiente, and then finally, who's sleeping at the bullfight? Panzon, right? So he's always sleeping, not always sleeping, he likes to sleep. They both like to sleep. Panzon likes to dream about what? Food. All right. So, anybody have a question on those? Anybody not see where something came from or why the answer is as it is? Okay, so that's kind of the format. I don't know. I'll probably do, like I said, 1 or 2 this week, 1 or 2 next week. So make sure you're staying on top of your reading. We're not 1 today, so you got no pressure. And we're only doing 1 chapter today. So if you've gotten yourself behind, hopefully you can get yourself caught back up. All right. So next up, if you want to grab your book, I thought we'd do a quick catch up on chapters 7 and 8. All right. So you were supposed to turn in some questions for me yesterday. What chapters were due yesterday? 1 through 7. So basically the first half, right, of the questions were due. If you did not turn those in, I strongly recommend you do because they're worth 20 points. So make sure you get your questions in. I was looking for reasonable answers in Spanish. Okay, so if you did not follow the directions, I may have given you an opportunity to, but it does say at the beginning, responde en español con frases completas. So that's what I was looking for. All right, don't get yourself behind because the last questions are worth another 20 points. That's 40 points. That's a big chunk of points. So if you have not turned that in and you're not keeping up with your questions, get yourself caught up. All right, then yesterday somebody had a question about chapter 8. I had just given you a couple pictures that you were just supposed to kind of put in order and tell me what was going on. And we'll get to those when we talk about chapter 8. So you were just supposed to kind of tell me the main things going on. All right, so let's go to chapter 7. You can look at your questions if you want to kind of remind you about what was going on. Look at chapter 7, starts on page 24. I want you to join me on page 24, either online or on your book. And it was called El Picador Tiene Miedo. Somebody want to raise your hand and remind us what that chapter means, like what's the title? Because it kind of sets the scene for the chapter. You want to remind me what that means? El Picador Tiene Miedo. Guess, what's it mean?
The guy with the bull injury has a fear.
Yeah, he's scared. So El Picador is the guy that touches, he like pokes the bull, gets them all riled up for the bullfighter. And he is scared. So who is El Picador? Who is the scared person? I'll take a hand. Go ahead, Gracie. Yeah, so in this case, Peppino is the picador. Is he supposed to be the picador? Somebody explain what's happened here. Kylan? He did fall. He falled as, he falled. My daughter does that all the time. I'm like, no, he fell. He fell off the horse. Yeah, he fell off the horse. Yes, so, top of page 25, someone mistook him for Manuel, right? And, they basically stuck him on a horse and sent him out, right? And how's he feeling about all this? Great or not great? Yeah, not great. That's why it says tiene miedo. He's pretty scared. What else? Any other details? Why are they at this bullfight in the first place? But you kind of go, it was like the end of chapter 6 that led us into chapter 7. Who's he looking for? Why is he there? See if that helps. How about Zoom friends? Only got 2 cameras on. Where's everybody? Get your cameras on. Get your cameras on. Do you want to answer that? Why is he going to this bullfight in the first place? Who told him to go? Who's he hoping to see? I got 3 people with me. Thank you, my 3 people, but you have to rest. Juana.
On the paper the lady had gave him,
Uh-huh.
she had told him to go look for him at the bullfight. So he went.
Exactly. Yeah. Thanks. And Jameson, I saw what you wrote. You want to just say that? I'll give you a point for that too. Okay, well, Jameson said the mysterious lady, right? So remember the mysterious lady gives him the paper, tells her to meet him at the bullfight. He's really into the mysterious lady anyway. So he's looking for her. That's why he's there. We know what happened to Ponzon. He went to sleep because he's bored, and then Pepino gets dragged in. Look at the bottom of page 25. So look at the bottom of page 25, right? It says, well, yeah, it says kind of about halfway through that last paragraph. It says, pero un pepino, it says, estaba pepino, pero un pepino muy asustado. What's muy asustado? He's very frightened y muy diferente. Vestido de picador, so he's dressed as the picador, con una lanza. Estaba montado a caballo. Al otro lado estaba el toro. And then that takes us into chapter 8. All right, anybody have a question on chapter 7? That was the one you're supposed to do on Friday with your group. All right, well, let's jump to chapter 8 then. So this one you're supposed to do yesterday, El Coche Azul. So check out page 26 now and tell me what's going on in chapter 8. All right, well, we know it's about El Coche Azul. That's kind of at the end. So what's going on before then? It's more, I think more of the actions on page 27. So if you kind of want to look on the top of page 27, tell me what's going on, and then really the bottom of page 27. And is that it? I think it's a shortish. Well, there's a little bit on the next page. It's shortish chapter. So you tell me, chapter 8. Somebody hasn't gone yet. Give me something that's going on here. You're not sure. You're scanning page 27 again and ready to get me some information. I'll pause for a minute. You haven't spoken yet recently. I'm either going to call on you or wait for you to volunteer. Let's start with the top of page 27. The part you should look at starts no sé mucho, solo que un hombre me agarró y me llevó al cuarto de los toreros bajo las escaleras. Ahí estaba el valiente y los otros tenían pistolas. Me hicieron vestirme del traje de picador y después me montaron a caballo y después el toro. So what do they do with him? Lauren.
They grab him and put him in the taxi.
They do grab him. They do. The taxi comes at the end. You're totally right. But that's like the bottom of page 27. So somebody else grabs him. Go ahead.
They just get grabbed by the scary man.
Yeah. So the guys, it says tienen pistolas. What's that sound like? They have pistols, and so they send him out. And so how are things going for him in the bowl arena? Is he happy to be there? No, right? And everybody's laughing at him and he's falling off his horse and things are not good. So he finally gets himself out of there. We know El Valiente is somehow involved. And then at the end, this is kind of what Lauren said. So look at the very end, page 27 at the bottom. Dos hombres con expresiones crueles arrastraban a una mujer hacia un coche azul que esperaba enfrente de la salida. So what's going on here with El Coche Azul? Somebody help me with that part, please. Yes, I'm sorry. I appreciate you volunteering, but I got more than 3 people in here. So actually, that's not true. I have probably had 5 people volunteer. So if you haven't gone yet, help me. What's going on? Bottom of 27. Ava, can you help us at all? Angel's gonna help us. Thanks, Angel. What's going on?
2 men took a girl into a blue car.
Yeah, 2 men throw the girl in the blue car. Somebody else want to tell me who the girl is? Who's the girl? Just a random girl? I'm pretty sure we find out here. Yeah, look at the next page. Go ahead, Morgan. Who? Oh, sorry. Gracie, go ahead. Yeah, that's the same mysterious lady. So they found her again and now she's going in the car. And so what do the guys do? What's Pepino and Ponson do at the end of the chapter? How's it end? How does it end? Karen, how's it end?
They go after the car.
Yeah, they go after the car in a, what are they in? Can you remember?
No, I'm looking for it.
That's okay. Helper, how do they go? What are they in? Taxi, right? So they're in the taxi and they're kind of chasing her down. All right, and let's see. I guess that's where we left off. So then today we're going to start with La Bella Señorita Misteriosa. Right, so we're going to find out more about our mysterious lady in chapter 9. So here's the deal. You're going to read this with your group, with a small group. You are going to answer, you got 3 more questions to answer for chapter 9. And then before I divide you up, I want to talk about this little activity that I have for you to do. I want to help you with it a little bit. You guys pick this up on your way in or not? If you didn't grab one, you can come grab one. If you're at home, you've got a little activity on the current lesson, but I want to go over it with you just for a second because it's kind of grammar based, and I want to make sure that we do a quick review so you remember what you're looking for. So actually here, I'm gonna turn this around, and we're gonna do a quick grammar on your on the board here. Help you remember what you're looking for. All right, so if you're looking at this paper, the first thing you need to find are 10 words in the, what? 10 words in what tense? The imperfect. So I didn't do this last period and I felt a little bad for people that couldn't quite remember what everything was. So let's do a quick review. What kind of things do imperfect verbs end with? Aba and, yeah, there it is. So I'll give you a little reminder here. Aba and ia, if you want to write that down, because you're going to forget. Aba and ia, right? Hablaba, comía. All right, next thing you're supposed to find is el pretérito. So, el pretérito, what kind of endings am I looking for? Asteo, Amos and Aaron. What are ER and IRs look like? Yeah, that's one. Ise, Io, Emos, Ieron. And Isais is in there. Okay, so how about present tense? It's been a long time since we've done el presente. Hablo, Hablo, hablas, habla, hablamos, and hablan. And then if it's ERIR, we have a little choice there. O, S, A, amos or emos, and N. Kind of sound familiar? Reflexive, what's it mean if you have a reflexive verb? What does it have in front of it? Or? There we go. So it has a may, or a te, or a say, or a nos. How about future and conditional? Those are more recent. There it is. So for these two, you both have the whole verb. And conditional is easy to spot because what's on the end of there? Ia, ias, etc. And then these, a, amos, and on. So hopefully that's a decent little review. You might want to jot that down, especially if you're online, because you'll be working in a little group and that won't be there. So I do want you to use the text. I want you to go back and you have to put the word and what it means in English and the page number, and see if you can find some examples of these different tenses of verbs. So I want you to read first, okay? I want you to read out loud. So you're going to be, if you're in here, we'll put you in a little group. I will give you some choice in that. And then if you're online, I want you to read out loud. You've got to practice that reading out loud. All right, so you divide it up. And then you can work on your questions together. You can work on this together. I would say I did not have a lot of people finish yesterday, so I would be happy to, I think I'm only doing one more chapter tomorrow. So I could probably give you a little catch-up time tomorrow too. All right, so if you don't finish it all today, that's okay. You can work on it tonight, but know that I could probably give you a little bit of time tomorrow as well, okay? All right, so any questions for me before I let you divide up? Chapter 9 is your goal here, okay? You're reading it out loud. You are answering questions together or on your own, that's up to you, and then working on this little activity. Got it? Got it, got it? Okay, Zoom friends, I'm gonna get rid of this. So last chance for you to note what I wrote behind me. All right, so here's what I'm gonna say. If you are in here, I don't know, maybe we break it up into like 3 little groups. So you wanna move towards a couple people that you wanna read with, or I will help you move towards them in a minute.